He was vulnerable and in pain, but he dropped to his knees and apologized the moment he saw the bite mark on my neck. If I hadn't missed that last bus, maybe none of this would have happened. But fate has a funny way of locking doors, especially when you're standing half-naked in front of your sworn enemy, your scent flaring uncontrollably. I was an Omega, and at Middleton University that meant three things. Keep your head down, stay out of heat, and never ever let a dominant beta get too close. But then there was Caleb Monroe. He was everything I hated: captain of the swim team, cocky, broad-shouldered, and impossibly cold. Everyone whispered he was a beta so dominant some alphas avoided him. The kind of guy who could ruin you with a look. And tonight, thanks to a dorm mix-up and a busted keycard, we were locked inside the same room. "You're shaking," he muttered without looking at me. His voice was low, almost annoyed. "You're in preheat." I backed up, my palm instinctively flying to the side of my neck. "Don't pretend like you care." He finally turned. His eyes flicked to my collarbone, then to my wrist where the suppressants patch was starting to peel. "You should have taken better care of yourself." I laughed bitterly. "Wow, thanks for the tip, Caleb. Got anything else to say? Like maybe how this is somehow my fault?" There was a long silence. Then he exhaled slow, like something was unraveling inside him. "You smell like you're in pain." "Don't," I warned. "Just do the whole concerned act." "Not you." That's when the door beeped. Tried again. Still locked. Storm had knocked out power to half the campus, and no RA was answering. And my heat was coming fast. I curled up in the farthest corner of the room, trying to regulate my breath, tears prickling my eyes. Caleb didn't say a word. He just sat on the bed, arms crossed, watching the floor like it had betrayed him too. 10 minutes passed, then 20, then I don't remember when it hit. Sharp, full body pain, like my skin was on fire and my bones were melting. I bit my sleeve to muffle the sound. I didn't want him to hear me break. But of course he did. And he moved fast. Too fast. "I'm not going to touch you," he said through gritted teeth. "But you're going to hurt yourself like this." I clawed at the edge of the rug, unable to speak, unable to breathe. Then everything blurred. There was heat. His voice. A weight on my chest. A sharp sensation. And then darkness. When I woke up, the room smelled like firewood and sweat. My body ached in places I didn't even know existed. But more than anything I felt different. Something burned along my neck. I reached up and froze. A bite. A bond mark. I sat up too fast, the world tilting. And there he was, kneeling. Not on the bed. On the floor. In front of me. Head bowed. "I didn't mean to," he said softly, his voice cracking for the first time. "You were in pain. I couldn't stand it. I lost control. I tried to scream. Tried to curse him. Hit him. Demand an explanation. But all I could do was whisper, 'Why didn't you just leave me alone?'" He looked up, and there it was, guilt so raw it twisted my stomach. "Because I've been in love with you since freshman year, and I didn't know how to say it until I saw you suffer." "Love? No, this wasn't love. This was instinct. Biology. A damn accident. Except it wasn't." He started listing things. The way I wore 2 watches because I was always late to class. How I tapped my thumb when I was lying. How I sat in the 3rd row, 5th seat, in our shared American literature class just so I could avoid the window glare. "You think I didn't notice you," he said. "But I saw you. Every day. And I hated myself for wanting you when I knew I'd never be enough." Enough? Caleb Monroe? The walking poster boy for control? I stared at him, my voice trembling. "You bit me." "I'll reject the bond," he said quickly. "If you want me to, I'll go to the medic center first thing tomorrow. I'll do whatever it takes. Just please don't hate me." That's when the tears came. Not from the pain, but from something deeper. He meant it. And for the first time, I realized he wasn't as cold as I thought. He was terrified. "Why didn't you ever talk to me?" I asked. "Because I thought you hated me." I laughed. It was broken, but real. "I did." He smiled weakly. "That's fair." We didn't talk much after that. He gave me the bed, slept on the floor, barely moved, as if afraid even breathing too loud would make me change my mind. But I couldn't sleep. The bite burned not from pain, but from confusion. My body responded to him now, craved him, but my heart was still bleeding. By morning he was gone. I found a note on the nightstand. "I'm sorry. You never deserved this. I'll undo it. I swear. Caleb." Could have let him, but I didn't. 3 days later, I showed up outside the Beta housing dorms. He looked like hell. Eyes red, hands shaking. "I didn't file the rejection papers," I said. He didn't breathe. "You said you loved me," I continued. "So prove it. Not with instinct, with actions." And he did. He walked me to every class. Sat outside the campus clinic during my next cycle just in case. Never touched me without asking. Called his mother to learn about Omega Care. Spent every Friday night watching stupid movies with me and my cat. He even wrote poetry, for God's sake. And slowly, painfully, beautifully I forgave him. Because love doesn't always arrive wrapped in ribbon. Sometimes, it crashes through the ceiling, covered in guilt and thunder. It's messy. It's terrifying. It's real. And 1 year later, when I stood in front of him in our shared apartment, my hand resting over that faded bite mark, I said the words I never thought I'd say to a beta who once ruined my life. "I love you too, Caleb." And this time it wasn't instinct. It was choice. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.